Service Committee?
Call order Service Committee meeting. Members present, Chris Mertz, Chair. Cody Scott, Terry Spiegel, Robert Taylor. 6 o'clock start time. Minutes for March 5th, 2026. Has everybody had a chance to look at those, or does anybody want to approve those? If there's any changes or anything to them?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Robert Taylor first, Cody Scott second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Guess I have to say aye too. Aye. First thing we have up to talk about is Wessler presentation. Tim Wood.
I think Dylan's gonna.
Dylan's gonna do it?
Yeah, Dylan's gonna do it. He's not a public speaker.
All right, Dylan Wyatt from McKeever and Associates. So when I was here back in February to discuss the long-term control plan that we're working through with Arcadis, I had referenced in that meeting that we were also working with Ohio EPA and Wessler to redefine a scope for a reduced phase 1 portion of work at the wastewater plant. Basically, we can't do the full plant project until the long-term control plan is complete, but there are portions of work at the plant that are in desperate need that really aren't going to be affected by or are easily expanded during future projects. So our intention is to, as I mentioned there, we defined that scope, we worked through that with EPA, got agreement from them and really a recommendation from them that they wanted us to proceed with this route while we were working on the long-term control plan. So Ryan Brown is here from Wessler. He's going to go over the details of what that phase 1 will entail. And then I'll stick around if anybody has any questions. We'll work together to tag team any questions you have.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dylan. It's been a little while since I've talked to some of you and some of your new faces. So I'm Ryan Brown with Wessler Engineering, Project Manager, Vice President with Wessler out of our Bluffton office. And we'll be overseeing your wastewater project. So as Dylan mentioned, maybe about 8 months ago when the US EPA and Ohio EPA got involved in the coordination of the long-term control plan work, it effectively put a pause on the planning and the design of our wastewater work. So we've idled that up until now. And now that we have clarity that Dylan had mentioned, we're going into a 2-phase approach. So the first phase involves addressing a few things, the digesters and solids handling and tertiary filter work, and then some SCADA backbone for the future plant. And so all of this work is convenient because it won't be affected by the future planning of the long-term control plan. And then the tertiary filter work, which is something that the EPA is asking the city to do anyways, will be built to scale up accordingly to the future long-term control plan recommendations. So this is good work that will allow the project to proceed. We are planning to deliver the project as originally planned under a CMAR, which is Construction Manager at Risk Delivery Method. So we'll be working with the city to get that process going to select a CMAR, which is really a contractor in more simple terms. But it does allow us to move the project forward a little faster and have a little bit more flexibility in the construction of that project. So we'll be starting on that here in the coming months. We'll proceed kind of as we're able from a design standpoint. And then hopefully towards the end of this phase 1 work will hopefully follow on the heels of the long-term control plan schedule so we can pick up on phase 2 and get the remainder of the work moving forward. That's in general the general plan for what we plan to do. Are there any questions?
When you say EPA, what EPA are we talking about? The state or the US?
So yeah, that process hasn't, and transition is still ongoing, hasn't been finalized, but we're talking about the transition from the US EPA to the Ohio EPA, but in the case of what we're talking about, our communication has been with the Ohio EPA, which will be taking over the oversight of the project.
And one of your earlier statements, you mentioned that there will be no friction, no problems transitioning from one phase to the next. How do we know that? Because you're working with the US EPA now, and it's my understanding this whole project will eventually be taken over by the Ohio EPA, or am I wrong there?
That's the direction things are heading.
Okay, so how do we know there won't be any friction?
Well, because our planning has been based around the Ohio EPA
Okay.
and their expectations. And so the meetings we've had leading up to the phasing and some of their recommendations have come from the Ohio EPA, which is
Okay.
where you're going to be coming from.
All right.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there any
How
others?
long are we looking at for phase 1 and 2? Is there a time frame?
Phase one, we're probably looking at approximately 9 months maybe for design. Because of the CMAR process, we'll be able to start the contracting selection side a little sooner. My expectation is that we'd be under construction in 2027. Potentially, because of lead times, et cetera, probably maybe a year or so for construction for the phase one, which puts us into the 2028 timeframe, which is about when the long-term control plan should be completed.
Do we have any, like material cost? Or are we planning on seeing any effect of the fluctuations of that on this project? And like, do we have, can we somehow get an idea of how much money that might be? Because the way things are looking, I don't see inflation or gas prices. I don't see any of that coming down anytime
Right.
soon.
That's one of the advantages of the two-phase approach. I mean, we're trying to move forward as much of the project as we can to stay ahead of some of the inflationary and the continued rising cost of all equipment. And so it seems like something you've seen already, and I think our industry certainly is seeing that. So that's the value of the phase. Let's construct what we can comfortably construct now to stay ahead of some of those future costs. The later costs are something that are out of our control,
Right.
but there's no avoiding the point, that costs are volatile and continue to be volatile, and I mean, there's a lot of construction going on also, so you have demand plus volatility. As we go along this process, we'll go to a 30% design. The CMAR contractor, if you want to call it that, will come on. They will work alongside us and the city as kind of a collaborative unit, and they will help on the estimating. So as we
Okay.
move along, we'll have those numbers to share as we get into that design.
All righty.
Terry, you have anything?
Yes, the filters, I mean, first of all, the sludge handling what are you doing for that? You're not increasing that, are you, at this time, you're just doing the cosmetic work outside?
On the
And,
solids handling building, yeah, we're gonna increase the capacity of the solids handling to provide redundancy.
Okay.
Also, I think you've worked at the plant, but
Yeah.
the conveyor system and stuff is causing a lot of trouble, so we're gonna replace that and provide a more simple way of distributing the solids within your storage facility out there now.
Well, that stuff's been there since 2000, so that's 26 years, that's a pretty good lifespan on
Yeah.
that stuff,
Yeah.
most of it. Then the filters, what are you doing with that? You're gonna keep with the anthracite, because there's none left in there?
No.
What are you gonna go with?
No, we're going with cloth media filters.
Oh, okay.
So mechanical filters, for simple surfaces, I mean, you think of it like as real thick carpet. You filter through the carpet, and then you backwash and clean the carpet. You pressure wash it off, and then you capture those solids and you retreat those. So it's kind of been the movement. Sand filters, anthracite filters used to be the go-to for tertiary. Modern is now the cloth media filters. And we're setting that up to be expandable, so there's some capacity modifications depending on what happens with the second phase, so we can be pretty flexible in our design.
And the SCADA system, you're gonna update it?
Yeah.
Is that gonna be updated again when phase 2 comes into effect, do you think?
No, it'll be, the way we set that up, we have in-house instrumentation and controls folks. We'll set up the backbone now. We'll bring on the parts of the plant that we're building now, and there will be other modules that can be added seamlessly into that design.
Nothing in the lift station at all, no?
Nothing at the lift station at this time, but the system that we're installing will be compatible with remote telemetry units that could be used to monitor those remote stations as well.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
The existing clarifiers that are there now, or is that part of phase one to repair those? Or is
Phase
that-
2.
Phase two.
Phase two?
Phase 2.
That's one of the questions I have.
Yep.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else?
Nope,
All right.
sounds good, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If there's questions that come up, reach out to Tim or myself. Thank you.
very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Looks like we got some public participation out there, so if you want to come up, go ahead.
On now?
Yeah.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. My question is this: what's the cost of, projected cost for Phase 1? What's the projected cost for Phase 2? I mean, we're already seeing skyrocketed sewer rates now in the city. How much can we expect this to go? And since we're doing it in 2 phases, how's the loan going to be worked out between the 2 phases? Okay? I mean, if you're going to do this phase now and this phase later, are we going to borrow all the money at once and hopefully it'll cover it? Or is it going to be divided into 2? And since the long-term control plan already took out $1 million out of that fund already for the wastewater treatment plant, and nobody can tell anybody how that's going to get replaced. I mean, is that going to be the burden back onto the taxpayers again to replace that money?
Well, it's the customers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We took $1 million
well-
to pay for this project, okay? And it came out of that fund that was supposed to be only for the wastewater treatment plant. I understand they need to get it done and stuff like this. But how much is this totally going to cost us in Phase 1, Phase 2? And what's going to be the burden on the taxpayers for sewer rates over the next 10, 15? Well, actually, I think the project, it's 30-year payback?
Well, I don't know if anybody's got a hard number, Greg, but I think if we just be realistic here, that we're upgrading for more capacity. There's going to be
Right.
more waste. It's going to cost more money. Somebody's got to pay the bill, and it's going to be the customers. That's just the reality.
Well, I understand that.
And if we want to honestly bring in big-time manufacturing jobs here, this has to be done.
Well, I understand that.
So then we know,
I
nobody, we
understand, but I
can't
think
get a
what-
hard number. We don't know.
But I understand that, but I think that what a lot of residents that have asked me over the last week or so, what's this going to entail, the cost that's going to be their burden to pay for all this? What they're going to have to budget over the next 20, 30 years? Or some people are maybe not going to be able to afford this.
It's not an answer we have, and, you know.
I think it's something we need to look at, though, and at least come up with
Well,
some
raise.
cost
for the
figures.
next, what, 10 years are raising rates, so.
Yeah, we already had that built into it.
Into it
Hopefully
for
we'll
the
have to
next
go
few years.
see that.
We only have 3 years
I
on
thought it was
the,
the next 5 years, then we'll do it again, but.
Yeah, and that's
Keep
a.
on raising them, and it
That's
hasn't done, I mean,
well, I mean, we've known this
Nobody
problem
wants to pay
since
more.
2010, Terry, so,
well,
you know, and nothing was done from 2010 to, 2 years ago.
Well, here we are.
Here we are again.
Here we are again.
And we're doing it. We're doing it.
All right,
this
thank
time.
you.
time's it done.
Also, don't forget, this is also EPA stuff. We have to do.
Yes.
It's not something we're choosing to do. It is something we really, technically, we have to choose to do because we want more
If
jobs.
you want more
to come to the
jobs,
community, we gotta do
yes,
it.
absolutely.
And EPA's forcing our hand. Can's been kicked down the road too far, can't do it anymore,
Absolutely.
at all. Anybody else want to chime in? You knew who I was looking at, didn't you? All right, okay. Moving on then to the airport FAA grants. Kevin DeTray, you want to come up and talk about it a little bit, or before we get started on them? Anybody else want to come up too?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kevin DeTray, the airport. Anyways, most of you know the terminal project is underway, and there is steel being erected for the new terminal building, and it's making progress. We're still hoping for September, October completion date. A little bit of delays because of the weather this winter, but I think spring is finally here, so they're
Well, I
moving
hope so.
full speed ahead. I agree. Now we're into kind of a, technically not a phase 2, but we'll call it a phase 2, and that is once the building is up, Then we have to tear down the old building, we have to put new apron parking areas in, revise the taxiway. So there are grants available for that in 2026 that we would like to pursue. These are grants that are 95% federal. They'll pay 95% of the tab. And I don't, do you guys have a breakdown of these numbers or not?
I do not.
We do, yes, for each grant we do.
Okay.
We're hoping that Ohio does, if Ohio does not pick up the remaining 5%, which would be approximately, for the first one would be $13,750 would be our cost if Ohio doesn't pick it up on the first grant.
Yeah, the total would be about 37-ish. for
Yeah, the
all.
second grant would be 10,000 our cost if the state doesn't pick it up. And then 11.5 again if the state doesn't pick it up for the third grant.
That
Our
would be
cost
correct.
If it doesn't get picked up by the state.
And based on engineering estimates, those total, according to mine, well, I better put my glasses on, 37,750, but that includes the design work for the weather station, the new weather station, which is, the city share of that is $2,500. Or if the state comes through, it would be $2,500. So we have a total, if you total all four of those items together, is 37,750.
I didn't get the last fourth one. I didn't get to that one yet.
Oh.
I didn't add that one on there, but that was just the first three.
Okay.
I didn't do the last one.
All right. So basically, like I said, these are 95% federal. There's 5%. The state stepped up last year and said, we're going to start to cover these 5%, the matching shares and so forth. And now they've kind of, I'll let Ben explain it more so, Ben from CMT. I don't want to say anything that's not true, but we're going after that 5%. That's part of this, the 95% and the 5%. And I'll let Ben, unless you have questions for me, anybody?
This is the May 1st deadline, right?
That is correct. Yep.
So it has to be passed tomorrow. Or quickly.
And is that to be eligible for these grants, that May 1st deadline?
Yeah, we'll have to pass it next Tuesday.
That's for eligibility for the grant.
As an emergency, all of them, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Ben, he works with the FAA and the state every day, whether or not they'll extend the deadline, but
Right.
I think it'd look better if we could get it done by May the 1st.
Only question I really have is, how did we get to this point to where May 1st is the deadline, and I'm assuming we knew about this sooner, or we didn't know about this sooner?
No, it slipped through the cracks, and I'll fall on the sword for that one. There's a state deadline, I think, of June the 1st. Yeah, and I was thinking June the 1st, and then we had an airport commission meeting, Ben attended to it, and said, no, it's May the 1st.
Good thing he went to that meeting.
It's a good thing he was there, yeah, so like I said, I'll fall on the sword for that one. Kind of slipped through the cracks there. So,
Okay.
any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Just
and
a minute.
Yes,
The weather station you're having out there,
right.
is that going to be like a national weather facility there? And what is that going to entail? Is it going to be like that we can access that or not?
We currently have a system in there that's been in, I think, 19 years now, and the FAA kind of looks at the useful life as 15 years, and it's constantly failing, have to reset it. It's a 19-year-old computer that's running 24/7.
Sure.
Yeah, so, it's kind of actually exceeded its usefulness. But what this will do, it's a continued broadcast to an assigned frequency where airplanes can hear this. It'll give you the ceiling, it'll give you the visibility, the temperature, the winds, density, altitude, pressure, altitude, on and on and on.
Okay.
But there's also a landline where you can call it
Oh, yeah?
from the phone and get that same information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
anything else?
No.
Okay. Done?
You covered it all. I'm not sure I have much to add.
Talk too much.
Ben Cooly with CMT. Yeah, Kevin did cover it well. I will let him off the hook a little bit and go, we're here partially because the FAA kind of was focusing on the terminal project, and we wanted to get that project moving forward, and then this apron work came after it, and we kind of always kind of pushed it down the line a little bit, but we're to the point now with them where we've really pushed the FAA to a spot where we went, we need to fund it this year. We think the money is the best time to do it when ODOT's going to potentially cover your 5%. I think it's better than a 50-50 chance. They were given this money and the state budget this current fiscal year for 2 years, so they will cover your 5% share this year, or in '25, and then in '26, but it's state budget years, so it's slightly offsets. But the intent would be 2 years worth of them covering your 5%, and so barring some change to ODOT and how they manage their finances, that money would be there. So I'm saying better than 50-50. It's some money's going to come your way for sure from the state to reduce that local share. But the project is designed, it's ready to be bid. The last piece is just to get approval. We would then bid, apply for the funds, and be ready for construction the second that terminal is built. We're going to try to get in and tear the old one down and build some pavement around there to get us back into compliance with the FAA. But that's it. Kevin?
So you need for us tonight to pass on the council to pass that legislation. Okay.
Yes.
I make a motion we do that as an emergency.
As an emergency.
We want me to read them all first, or we just want
Go
to?
ahead and read them.
Alrighty. The first one we have, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Authorizing and directing Service Safety Director to apply for a FAA grant FY 2026 for construction terminal apron of 1750 square yards with a AIP funding, AIP, there's two different ones, thank you, Kevin, for that earlier, with a not to exceed cost of $275,000. Local share, if state of Ohio does not pick it up, remains at 5%, which we expect them to do, but if they don't, it's going to be $13,750 for that one. I need a motion for that first grant.
Chris, all three of those go together as one piece.
They're all one piece of
Yes,
legislation?
all one piece.
A, B, and C will be one motion for one piece of legislation.
Oh, sweet, okay, that's even better.
Just read all of them.
Let's read all of them. Authorizing and directing Service Safety Director to apply for an FAA grant FY 2026 for construction terminal apron, 1750 square yards with AIG funding with a not to exceed cost of $200,000 local share if state of Ohio does not pick up the remaining 5%, which we expect them to do, will be $10,000. Authorizing and directing Service Safety Director to apply for a FAA grant FY 2026 for rehab taxiway C design and construction with AIG funding with a not to exceed cost of $230,000 local share if the state does not pick it up. The remaining 5%, which we expect them to be $11,500. That's for the first legislation. There's going to be two. So I make a motion. Does anyone make a motion to?
I already did. Make a motion to move it to council.
As an emergency.
As an emergency, thank you. As an emergency.
Yep.
I'll second it.
Who seconded it?
Robert.
Robert, okay. Terry Spiegel first, Robert Taylor second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
You got all that, Brian?
Yep,
Okay.
working on it right now.
Okay.
Second one is for the CMT. It's going to be authorizing and directing Service Safety Director to enter into a contract with CMT to design AWOS, total project not to exceed $50,000. 5% share will be, if not covered, $2,500. Have a motion to accept that one.
Does that one need to be an emergency or that one?
Yes.
That's also an emergency, thank you.
Emergency. I'll make that motion as emergency.
I'll second it.
Mr. Scott first, Mr. Taylor second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Oh, aye. Seeing none, motion passes. Okay, in front of you guys, that's all of those we have. Thank you very much. Open projects list, you all should have one. Anybody have anything that they want or think needs to come up there?
Chris, I questioned you on a couple of them. Sewer and garbage rates, 5/7/22. Do we?
I'd leave it on there because
We were talking about them.
Yeah, we were talking about
Talk about
it.
them and-
Go ahead.
Sorry, quick clarifying question. Kevin and I just talked, and in that legislation, did it talk about authorization to go out to bid?
Yes, with the authorization to go, does it say bid?
That needed to be in there, because that's the last
It
piece.
says apply, it doesn't say bid.
We need to go out to bid and apply for funds.
So we need to change that, motions for those to go out for bid, not apply.
Terry has to amend, is that
Yeah,
the
I'll
second
make
one or the
my-
last
I'll
one?
amend my motion to say that
The first,
The first
has to
one.
be the service director has to be authorized to go out for bid.
That's for the first one, not the second one.
just the first one.
Just the
Yep.
first
To
one.
go out for bid for the.
Okay, okay.
Yep, and as an emergency.
And as an emergency, thank
I
you,
will
Terry.
second that.
Yep.
And Mr. Taylor seconded. Okay, thank you. Now we got that right. Thank you very much
Yep.
for
Gotta vote on it. You gotta vote on it.
catching that.
You gotta vote on it.
Oh, we got to vote on it again, yeah, sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Now it passes again. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Thanks for catching that, Robert. Again, in front of you is our lesser projects that we completed or still went on this list.
I mean,
Anybody see anything you want to take off here?
Is there-
Want to leave on?
Is there an update for Mr. Mayor? February 19th, it said the mayor report that committee is set up with the Ohio EPA and Crawford County Health Department for county sewer.
let's,
Is there an update on that one?
The county sewer department one.
Is there an update on that? It was,
The left column is your open projects.
Yes.
Right.
The right column are just notes regarding that.
okay,
We've got that sewer system, so we gotta keep it in there.
right,
Yeah, we got to keep that in there,
all
yeah.
right.
and, well, I see landlord utility billing in there.
That can come off.
I would not,
No,
because the state's getting ready to pass
pass a bill.
Oh, that's right.
pass a bill,
Yeah,
so
they
we
are.
might wanna wait.
Yeah, I
and-
forgot about that.
What about Omnifiber? We can take that off, right?
They're still
I
working
think they moved
in,
in.
They're not done?
no, they're still working in town.
I think that originally was supposed to be like a 6 to 8 month project, wasn't it?
Oh, wow.
It's, the landlord thing, that's been on, in the Senate for, 5 years already.
They passed it through the House finally, though. It's going to the Senate, and then, well, if it passes the Senate, it'll go to the governor's desk.
We'll see, he won't sign it.
What's
I
that?
didn't say it, nothing. Okay,
I'm good.
I think we're good.
Everybody good then on that? Yep. Seeing none, no one can do anything, take anything off. Citizen
Chris, hold on.
participation again.
Mr. Mayor.
I didn't see it, sorry.
I know that, Chris, you had stated about solid waste department, and I thought you were going to talk about the solid waste department today.
Who can be one?
You were in the meeting as well as,
Right.
we went ahead and had a meeting with Rumpke and let them talk, and we listened to what they had to say, and I know that, I don't know what's some of the facts and figures that you got from Rumpke.
I didn't get anything, that was left up to them guys to send you facts, figures on them.
Yeah, well,
Said that-
I was just wondering, there's
Oh, no,
been a lot of talk, and I was just kind of curious.
No,
Now then, what was some of your conclusions out of that?
my personal conclusion is I like the presentation they gave us, but they didn't give us any numbers or anything, so we can't really move on until administration would ask them to give us numbers for what.
I have questions, though, out of this
Okay.
meeting.
Uh,
Did they mention at all about being subsidized, or would this be just them being a capitalist?
Subsidized, yeah, it's to the point that what Rumpke stated that, they use New Washington as a municipality that's close to us, a village. They stated that they charge New Washington $20.50 a month, and they.
You mean the city or the people?
The people.
That's not my question.
Okay.
My question is,
Sorry.
they want it, kind of like how we used to subsidize the ambulance service.
No,
Right?
no.
They don't need a
Well,
subsidy
yes,
from
in a
us.
way, I'll back up. It is somewhat of a subsidy for the sake that they charge the residents by the month, but what they tell us as a city, they don't do any of the billing. We have to continue having our water department office downstairs, utility office downstairs. They have to do all the billing for Rumpke.
So Rumpke's gonna build a city, and we're gonna pay out of our coffers what Rumpke says to
Right.
citizens.
And if we would do away with that department, that solid waste department, those employees downstairs are paid out of the solid waste department. We got 4 employees down there, and 25% of their wages are being paid out of that solid waste fund. So that money that, it would be $2 to $3 per customer that we would have to charge for that billing. But the problem is we wouldn't have a solid waste department. So where would that money come from? Probably the general fund that can't support anything.
Well, why, I guess I'm baffled as why they would not just run this themselves and build this themselves. How's Guy?
Well, they stated that they couldn't do that because they had no way of, if the bill is not paid, if their garbage bill is not paid, they stated to us that there's no repercussions of them being able to get their money.
Well, sure there is.
So
Send the
they
collections.
stated that they would like for us as a municipality to turn the customer's water off if they don't pay the garbage. Remember that?
Yep, I do remember that.
Okay.
So
What,
can we not just bid this out open this up and put this responsibility on the people it belongs to, which is the people that are throwing the trash out? Why, I guess I don't understand why dumping everybody's trash is a government function. It baffles me that this is not just considered a personal responsibility.
a question I got with the mayor is, are we exclusively have to go with Rumpke if they come in here like that?
I would think
Could we
not.
could we get our own, each citizen couldn't get their own contract?
Yes,
with-
that's how
there's
Gallion
another
does it, am
group
I not
called-
wrong?
Another group out here, in somewhere.
Yeah, whoever,
Coming in
right?
here, so
But-
we'd sell it to you for $19 a month.
Well,
What kind of contract do you have for a year? Is it yearly? And each citizen has it?
I'm not sure how that would, I know being that we're the largest municipality in Crawford County, we as a municipality have to pay the higher rate as long as there's a debt on our county landfill.
Yeah, I know.
We have to pay that higher rate. So all the citizens in Bucyrus would have to pay the higher rate to the landfill.
But if,
Whether it's a different company or not. I don't know that you would want multiple companies running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, having
I think sometimes. they
having
do
multiple
that, though.
truck.
They have whoever they want.
I don't see a
Down
problem
in
with
House
that.
Road
I think most people driving these trucks have common sense. You're not gonna get a traffic jam of garbage trucks on Ethel Street.
No, but the biggest thing is you get, different trucks running at different times. Right now, I mean,
Well, what's the problem with that?
well, as long as
Could-
nobody bothers to worry about having a garbage truck coming down their street at 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, I'm
Or 1
hearing
o'clock
semis
or-
coming right down Plymouth at 50 mile an hour, all hours of the night.
Could you get Rumpke to come on to a next service committee meeting?
Yeah, I got stuff that I found out information, speaking to them.
Come
Rumpke,
give us a presentation on it.
okay, I can do that too. I mean,
Yeah, it sounds like these
You wanna
questions
come up
are
and-
more for them.
Questions for
I had Brian Reber here as well, and
I'm Brian Reaver,
Yeah.
Sims Garage Foreman. Ronke said in the meeting they would want exclusive rights.
okay,
Exclusive in the whole town?
Yes.
Okay.
that's right, they did.
And as a city, street department foreman, the more trucks we have turning on the roads, it's gonna wear, it will wear the roads out. A lot of the side roads, you know, they're not built to the same standards as.
So are garbage trucks not currently running down
Yeah,
those
they
side
do.
roads?
They
And they
do,
do it
but
once a week, and that's
They're
all?
once a week, where you could have, if you have 5 different, like Galleon has, there's people in Galleon saying they got
Right.
5 different trucks driving down their street,
Could-
which is no different than like you said on
Yeah.
Plymouth Street.
Well,
I
Plymouth's a
understand.
different street though, but
Correct,
could we
right.
not break this up into the wards?
Right,
This ward, no matter who your contractor is, you're running on this day, and this ward, you're running on that day, to keep traffic from,
I mean, that's something that the city would have to mandate.
right, I understand that. I'm just,
Yeah,
Right.
with the
But,
contract.
Like I said, Ronke, they were like pretty adamant, they wanted to be exclusive.
yeah,
They weren't interested in any other way. That's what they said.
I understand that.
You know.
I'm more of a capitalist, I'm not into that.
Brian, did Rumpke have the one-man vehicle?
Yes, they
Yeah.
would, they also wanted to do one-man trucks with carts. That's what they figured it would take to do the town, and they were saying they would probably start like at 6 in the morning, where we start at 7, which, I mean, that's not a big deal.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah,
They were
that's not-
figuring 6 in the morning is when they would start, and then go from there.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I'd like to hear from him.
Yeah,
From you guys.
I'm okay with hearing from them.
Okay. Thank you.
mhm.
Any more citizen participation? Might want to go to pop your head up again. That's it?
Greg Wyatt, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. I like to see a bunch of contractors come in and sit down and talk, and let's see what they have to say. Not just one company, let's find all the ones that are interested in maybe bidding on a contract with the city of Bucyrus.
Bless you.
Because if you're gonna only entertain one, then the other ones are gonna say, well, why didn't you let us come in
Well, I
and
don't
give our
think
person?
there's another company in the area that's capable of handling the whole city, to be honest.
Well, I know, but I'm saying there's other companies in the Ohio
Have
that,
you talked to Trash Panda?
I know of them, and they're not big enough to handle this.
so.
I know,
Well, yeah,
but
but I'm
could they
just
grow?
saying, I know they own the
Possibly.
landfill.
Yep.
But the other thing I'm too concerned too is, we only have what, how many resident pickups do we have? 4,000 and?
5,000.
5,000?
4,600, I believe.
4,600? I mean, we need 5 employees to do trash billing for trash. We need that many employees to do trash? I
Well, there's
mean.
water and everything down there.
Well, no, but they just want somebody for trash only. You could just hire one individual just for trash only and just handle that portion if we do go that route. Instead of paying 4 or 5 people, where you just pay for one person to handle just the billing. I think that you can
Well,
handle that pretty easy.
That's a step down the road. We
Yeah,
haven't got
I'm just saying.
We're not that far into it.
I know, thank you.
These are still what-if stuff we're trying to figure out. Any more citizen participation? Seeing none, I will adjourn at 7:39?
6:39.
6:39, excuse me.
Robert's the only one in
I'm still used to it.
Okay, I'm calling Economic Development Committee to order at 6:40 PM. Members present, myself, Chair, Terry Spiegel, James Mee, and Ray Fedoff. I would like to entertain a motion to accept the committee meeting minutes from March 5th, 2026. Okay, I got a first from Jim and a second from Ray. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Open projects, so we can take off the JET and the CETA since there's nothing currently active right now, and then if something comes up, we can just re-refer. Does everybody feel the same on that? Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, there's nothing going on right now, and it's been sitting there, so. Other than that, is there any other open projects anybody wants to talk about?
I don't know if this is the one to talk about, but maybe it's something that the mayor might have the answer to, or Tommy. I got questioned by somebody why Otto Street was never done all the way out till behind Walmart. That's just that street's done back there. It stops right there at the end of Penn or whatever it is. I don't know, but it was originally supposed to be tied in together, wasn't it?
Private property though.
Well, Whiteman was one doing it out there.
Well, it's owned by Randy Stroud.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's Randy Stroud.
So it won't get
Yeah,
done.
hopes they could continue, but the property owner said no.
Okay, I know. Okay, I understand who said that. Okay, somebody just asked me about it, and I was wondering what it was all about, so, okay. It'd be nice to have it. Take the load off Mansfield Street, but,
Yeah.
okay, I'm done, I'm good.
Okay. Mayor Truka, is there anything new from the EV charging stations? Have you heard from Dan about anything?
They're still working through it.
Okay, just checking. Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss?
Yeah, Allison, the civic public performance licensing,
Yeah.
is that something that was,
I mean, I don't know, it's kind of,
did we figure something out on that, or?
yeah, basically, if you want to perform, reach out to like the Kiwanis or the Tourism, somebody that has that license. As an individual, that would be the best option because they hold that license. So if you want to
So-
perform like at the art park,
The
see if-
city's basically out of that.
yeah, I think so. I don't really know what we can do about it. I mean, us obtaining it would not be,
Right.
I just think the price would be astronomical for
Yeah.
us to.
What I'm getting at is, I guess we can
365 days a
we can
year.
probably remove that one then, right? Are we done with that?
yeah, I think so. I
Yeah, let's get out
mean,
of
like
that.
if the library wants to do performances, then they should obtain the
to the
license
performer.
themselves, or
Yeah.
they can reach out to somebody else. But yeah, I suppose we could take that off too, and if something else comes up, we can always re-refer. Okay, anything else? Okay, public participation?
Greg White, 1120 Hillcrest Drive. First of all, I need to apologize to you. Because you weren't on the 2025 council at the time, they should have recognized Vicki DeShawn and Carissa Slater, but they never did in their 25 report, which I think is kind of crude in its own way. The other thing too, do you attend those meetings? The partnership meetings?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you bring back notes that are available to the public or not?
Yeah, I mean, if there's something to report, of course I will. but
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Because some of the things is I noticed that we're a platinum. By the money we give to the partnership, we're platinum, sponsor of the partnership, yet we don't have a vote on the board. I find that quite odd, that we don't have a vote on the board. So the other thing too I want to bring up, and I've found quite interesting from her
Hey,
talk.
Greg, Mayor Truca's on the board.
I'm on.
Okay. You're a voting member?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It wasn't in the report, is that? Just to let you know. So the other thing I want to bring up too is that I noticed that they came out with those numbers. The total capital investment, and I'm going to send you some questions that I'd like to get some answers to. That was $16.4 million, but 15 of that was IB Tech. I also noticed too that the retraining jobs was basically 228 was from IB Tech out of the 251 jobs that they cited in their report. The other thing too they cited too was the 202 jobs that they cited that was done in 2025. However, IB Tech's is basically 170 over 3 years, and Forge Fire is 30 over 3 years. I didn't know if that was part of that number or what. I mean, she wasn't here to answer questions or anything like that. So I kind of find it kind of weird that basically IB Tech took most of that money and stuff, and they're retaining jobs in what they're going to be hiring over the next 3 years. So I will get with you later and send you an email because I have a bunch of questions from that report that I think need to be really answered. Thank you.
Any other public participation? Seeing none, we will adjourn at 6:46 PM.
Item to order at 6:48. James Mead Chair, Terry Spiegel, Allison Sinclair, and Cody Scott. We have the minutes from the March 5th, 2026. Anybody have a problem with those?
So moved.
Second.
Spiegel and Claire.
Vote.
All in favor?
Terry,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Cody,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Amendment 227, 2025 BZA appointment term for Adam Frizzell. So, Adam Frizzell was appointed to replace Harry Lipscomb, whose term expired on 12/31/2027 on Resolution 227. 2025 was passed on 8/7/2025. That incorrectly had Mr. Frizzell's term expiring on 12/31/2028. So that should have been 2027. I'd like to request emergency legislation to amend 227-25 of Section 2 to read pursuant to Bucyrus Codified Ordinance 1319.10, Adam Frizzell, being a qualified citizen of the city of Bucyrus and a member of the Board of Zoning Appeals, is hereby appointed to complete the unexpired portion of a 4-year term as a member of the Board of Building Standards and Appeals, commencing retroactively to July 31st, 2025, and ending December 31st, 2027. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Spiegel, Leclerc. Cody? Yes or no?
Yes.
Spiegel?
Yes.
Leclerc?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. As an emergency.
Correct.
That's done. Open projects.
I'm still looking at tiny homes. I should have a report on that for the next committee meeting.
What's that?
I'm still looking at tiny homes, so I should have a more in-depth
Okay.
report in the next committee meeting.
Take a look at that 1189.03 that
Okay.
I gave you, and just call me and we can discuss it and
All right.
go over it. We're good on open projects for now?
We're good.
No?
Citizens participation.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. I have a question. Since the zoning department is issuing things about dumpsters, the one about Kroger's.
Things about dumpsters.
Yeah, about they're making them put walls around it, fences around it. Is that going to be enforced equally among everybody else in the city of Bucyrus, or?
I'm going to have to get back with you on that.
Okay.
Because I remember you mentioned it on Tuesday night.
Yes, I did.
But
And I told you I wanted to bring it up tonight because, I mean, if we're gonna use an ordinance that's quite old, which is okay,
For one, we have to use it for everybody.
We have to do it for everybody. Okay, that's my point. Two, I have a question for you. So when is the new code coming out from the ad hoc committee?
I talked to Mike about it today, so.
Okay, I mean, we're gonna wait another year or two, or what?
I was hoping for like 6 months into it, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Now,
This
it was
looks
at
like
the beginning
it's-
of the year, so I was hoping it'd be done by July, but it's not gonna happen.
That's what I thought. Okay, appreciate it.
All right. Yes, sir.
Kevin Myers, 421 West Oakwood. In regards to his question about the dumpsters at Kroger, I also received a phone call and an email from an employee at Kroger asking that very question. So I came up and met with Mike to ask some questions. And I was given the explanation that singling Kroger out because apparently when they did that project behind there, clearing all the land and everything, repeatedly their trash was blowing around. Squeaky wheel got the grease is what happened there. So I proceeded to ask Mike, because the phone call and email I got said, you know, the city of Bucyrus itself has dumpsters that aren't following that code. So I asked Mike, I said, can we expect that you're going to then send that letter to everybody? And he just kind of looked at me and says, I guess I have to. I said, well, same thing you just said. If we're going to have a rule and make it be followed, it needs to be followed. So I did follow up with that, and I've asked Mike if he was going to send those to everybody, and he said that he would.
Okay. There's a good looking man.
What's up, James? James Cady, 1512 South Forest Drive. Brandon, got a question.
All right.
What is Bucyrus? A municipality?
Correct.
So we are a municipality. Why don't we follow all municipality codes?
Because some of them don't apply to us.
Some of them don't apply to us. Now, James, my question is to you. In the neighborhood business district, which is the house that I'm buying, it says is a design commercial area designed to provide daily goods, services surrounding residential areas, typically featuring pedestrians-oriented, locally owned shops, restaurants, offices, and districts that often blend with neighborhoods to create accessible walkways and compatible retail hubs. Then when you go down inside there, it says types of businesses, often includes grocery stores, cafes, pharmacy, and specialty service. I was talking to Mike about it yesterday. He tells me, well, you can't do that. But if you walk out back within a tape measure, it's...
What can't we do?
He said I couldn't build my shop back in the back end of my house that I'm buying.
So you want to build a shop to work on semis?
Correct. My personal semi, my business semis. Nobody else is just mine. Mainly I want to run my shop out the back end of my house.
And that's in a neighborhood business, you want to do that?
Correct. But when you look at this in the neighborhood, this is why I asked, it said municipalities, and then it says specialty shops, and then it says you can, in local zoning. But Mike's saying that you can't do it.
So you can only have one business on a property, or one, what is it? You can only do one thing on that property because there's a house already there. You can't have another
Correct.
business. I can't think of what the verbiage is on it.
Because I told him I didn't want to use my home address. I wanted my shop to have a different address, so my trucking will have its own address. And then he says if I'm running one, it's okay, but if I go to moving 2 trucks out of there, no. Now, as long as I don't take them down Mary Street and I dig out on the back side of that property so it's even, I can back off of Mansfield Street. I'm on a state highway, still on the state highway.
Right by the railroad tracks.
It's not a state highway. That's Poplar Street.
Mansfield.
Oh, Mansfield, yes.
Yeah, Mansfield is the old 30, which is technically, it's a county road now. It used to be a state highway.
County road.
It's a county.
But I can also, the way that you told me to do it, I measured it. I did all the measurements. I came here yesterday to speak to you about it. I could cut, like you said, if I do it, I got to drive them straight through my yard. I got enough room that I can do that too. I can do everything you said, but when it comes down to it, he says, no, can't do it.
we have to investigate that further. Because you're real close to those railroad tracks.
I mean, I don't have to dig out beside, like I first said to you. I can go straight down the tree line. Like you said, if you could do it where it's full motion, I can do it full motion.
You can't go on your neighbor's property or anything.
No, it's on that property. It's on that property, straight through the yard.
What address is it?
809 West Mary Street.
Okay. So it goes straight through, Terry, to Mansfield Street.
And I got a great big L shape in the back part of the yard.
Okay.
So it's enough room that I can, when you cut the driveway, it's gotta go like this. So, because there's a line that comes down, so you gotta cut the driveway to come through and come back up.
Okay.
So you can do it, but it's a straight motion. Like I did all the measurements yesterday. I come up to talk to you and Mike was like, well, you gotta fill out the BZA paperwork. But when I looked online for that, that's why I asked Brandon, if we're in a municipality, you look that up, it shows up municipality. Specialty shops and everything else.
You'd have to get a variance, wouldn't you, Jim?
Yeah, through the BZA.
Yeah.
And
Then you have to have a public hearing, I think, to have that. Do you not?
probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So I still have to go through.
This is something that I need to look at because I don't have enough information in front of me to answer your question.
Well, it's not something I'm doing right now. It's something that I want to get done prior to me. Once I want to at least pay a large chunk off
I
before.
can tell you the neighbors aren't gonna like it if you're pulling 2 semis in there.
Well, one day I would never own 2 semis, but that's my goal, is to own a fleet of trucks. Like I told you, I would expand going north. I mean west
Right.
or east.
So you know where I live?
Mhm.
Floyd Farmer lives up there too. I know generations of people that live there. I know their grandfathers, the people that still live up in there.
Mhm.
And I've talked to them about that. Actually, I talked to some of them today about it.
Oh yeah, I know. But
And if it comes to a BZA, they're gonna be complaining to the BZA, and the BZA's gonna go with what the people want in that area.
But let me ask you this.
Okay, let me.
Industrial park, technically, this is what I explained to Mike. The industrial park, it sits right out back of there. Dude next door owns a whole shop. There's an industrial park, because that's what Mike said, oh, you gotta be in an industrial park. It's 84 feet across the roadway.
Industrial
Mm-hmm. For Doubts, you got Doubts and Manel's.
Oh, they're in the LIC, is what you're saying?
No, it's called industrial.
Yeah, LIC.
Yeah,
Limited
I'm within
industrial.
84 feet of that.
Right. They cut the line. But anyway, like I said, I have to get more information on this.
All right.
So you already filed for the BZA, correct?
Yeah, I got the paperwork. I ain't filed for it
What variances
yet.
are you asking for?
Just to be able to build my shop like me and you talked about.
But there's certain variances, to apply for a BZA, there's certain variances that that you would have to bend the rules or stretch the rules. That's why the BZA is there.
Mainly what Mike said, I need to get it changed to a IC, whatever property it is. What the?
LIC?
Yeah.
So, okay. We have to talk about this later.
Okay, so mainly fill out the paperwork.
You can fill out the paperwork if you like. Me, if I was in your position, I would seek a different location.
Nah, I like that location.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I mean, sooner or later, if there's ways to go about it. If you get stopped at a local level, you just gonna keep climbing up the chain until you get the answers that you need.
All right.
I already know what to do. I'm just trying to fight it at a lower level right now.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
All right, thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Where we at? Citizens participation. Anybody else? Meeting adjourned at
7:01.
7:01.
Public Lands and Buildings?
Yeah, I would like to call Public Lands and Buildings Committee to order at 7:04. Members present are Robert Taylor, Chris Moritz, Allison LeClaire, and myself, write that off chair. First off, we need to approve the minutes from March 5th, 2026. I need a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Leclerc and a second by Taylor. Motion passed.
Gotta vote on it.
Oop. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. You're on it tonight, Robert. Okay, first thing I have on the agenda tonight, American Tower lease. And that would be Mr. Gobrick helping me out here on that one.
Correct. So, American Tower, I've been talking with Brian Broussard from there. We have an update. They took away option A for a temporary easement because they don't do that as a company anymore. However, they're still offering a lump sum, and they increased that to $316,000, and that would give them a permanent easement. The current agreement that we have is a monthly rent agreement, and that is listed at $1,323 a month, which by my math would take us, what?
10 years.
239 years to get?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so.
I use that Common Core math.
That Common Core math. So that's basically your option. If you want to do a permanent easement, we can do that. If you want to keep it as a monthly payment, we can do that. It's up to you guys.
Where would this money go, the lump sum, in the general fund? The roof here. That's where I was going, that's what I was gonna ask.
Where'd Kaylee go?
She, I think she might have moved.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
You go to the general fund. That's what I would think. Go wherever you want, including the roof here.
Perfect.
That was my next question. Is, could we use that to pay for this roof?
Most of it. I mean, they quoted us, what, like 416 for the roof?
Yeah.
305 is not, or 316 is not a bad idea.
No, that's.
Can you email a copy of that to each one of us?
Sure.
I mean, you don't have to right at this moment, but if that's easier.
Or do they have a time frame for us to make a decision, or the tower's not going anywhere, right?
Their tower's not going anywhere. However, they would like to know sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
So.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's a good option.
Yeah. I mean,
Other questions for Mr.
Now, I
Gobrick?
will say,
Gonna be needed in 300 some years.
I will explain, you're gonna get this, and the term sheet's gonna say 305,000. However, there was the miscommunication where they offered us the payment over a period of time, which would have been more money for us. However, because they took that away, and we can't force them to keep it because we didn't jump on it before they took it away, they increased it by 11,000. So the 305,000, just pretend it says 316.
Gotcha. Can you counter offer a higher number?
We can, but they'll say no.
That's a fair deal.
Yeah.
Oh, we have 233 East Mansfield Street next on the agenda, the old YMCA building. I wanted that on there just to give us the opportunity to discuss that. If anyone had anything they wanted to talk about it tonight.
So I'm not sure if everyone is aware, the land bank, right? It was land bank met yesterday, and they're offering to apply for a grant to tear it down for us, and they don't want the property in exchange or anything. They're kind of, my understanding is they're kind of behind the 8 ball to use the money.
No, what it was the deadline for them to apply for that grant was coming up, so they voted yesterday to go ahead and apply for that grant. That's the only grant that was put on the table for Crawford County. And so my recommendation would be for just a table this, don't even talk about it until you find out if that funding source comes through.
And I'm wholeheartedly agreed.
Yeah. Sounds good. We're going to table that tonight. Next thing we have 217 West Mansfield Street property, which is the empty lot there on 217.
So I have some info on that as well. Jared Miller and for those of you who don't know, he's a local businessman. Currently owns 217 West Mansfield Street, and he wants to donate it to the city with the exception that it can only be used for excess parking downtown. However, there would be some cost to us to get it ready for parking.
And it's my understanding that there's a clause there that anytime down the road, that property, if we want to get rid of it, it would go right back to him directly.
It depends on how we style the deed, but that is an option.
I mean, that's what I was told, that was a
He
requirement.
wants the deed to word that way is what I was told.
Gotcha. I was not aware of that part, but it is an option and it is legally enforceable most of the time, so.
Right.
What would the cost to,
That I do not know.
Is overflow
Ballpark?
parking really a problem?
Per square foot, how much it was. I mean, I priced that. I don't remember what it was.
It's my understanding that we wouldn't have to blacktop or asphalt it. It could be gravel.
It could be gravel at least until you have the money to pay.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's no different than what the tap house law is.
Absolutely. My question is this, is lack of overflow parking really a problem we have? Think so?
During the daytime hours downtown, yeah.
During the daytime hours
Yeah,
downtown.
well, I guess I'm
yeah.
never here in the daytime, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And my thinking was also too that during like maybe the Bratwurst Festival, it could be turned into some kind of revenue for parking. Is that something?
Not a bad idea there. but
Legally,
can
we
you-
could
can you
charge-
charge for public parking?
Are you gonna charge it?
Are you allowed to charge public parking?
yeah.
I can look into that. I would recommend that we would donate it during the Bratwurst Festival to a local organization like we do at the pizza shop.
You'd have to put it out to bid.
Yeah.
Could be legally,
Yeah, it would have to.
Nightmare. Free parking.
just an idea.
Which of them do it day by day?
And
Well, if you guys think that we need an overflow parking lot, then I'd be on board for it.
We're not gonna do anything tonight.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable doing anything with it tonight.
I think the biggest thing would be seeing like what it's gonna cost, you know, and if, how many spaces is it gonna provide?
Yeah.
You know, is it,
It's gonna be
yes, could it be
the
worth it,
cost.
but if it's gonna cost an astronomical amount of money to rehab it and
Yeah.
be able to use
I don't like the
it,
idea
is
of
that
having to-
wise at this time?
Turn it back over to the owner if we decide we don't want it anymore. Something to think about. I don't think we need to do anything tonight with it.
Yeah.
Chris, you got anything?
No, I don't.
Next we have the veteran military designated parking spot at City Hall. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
Let Cody come up here and tell us what triggered him to bring this up.
Good evening, Cody Scott, 1135 Fremont Street. You guys have the proposal for a veteran and military parking spot at City Hall. It would proposing a spot on the west side closest to the ramp going up to City Hall. I thought about this. Bucyrus has a lot of veterans and active military personnel. The least we could do is give them a up-close, good parking spot. Most of them are getting older and
Not if they're on active duty.
well, we have a lot of them that are getting older and they got a lot of health issues and they're struggling. I've seen one veteran struggle to get to City Hall because they couldn't find a parking spot. Funding for this, maybe we can open it up and see if maybe the AMVETS, the VFW, the American Legion would want to sponsor a sign. I would think it would be wouldn't be a big cost.
My thought right now is, could it be a veteran / handicap parking spot?
Well, there's already a handicap spot on the other
I
side.
don't think the state would allow you to do that.
There's a handicap spot to the east side of that.
I'm just gonna say, and I don't want to offend anybody, if you're a veteran, I'm a veteran myself, I don't see a need for this. If you're a disabled veteran, there's handicap spots. maybe just as my perspective, I don't see the traffic flow being that much volume here for that. And I think we have much bigger things to worry about than this. Not that it's not important, it's a great gesture, don't get me wrong. But I compartmentalize it. It was last year sometime, somebody wanted us to pass a resolution for a 30-day Veterans Month. And I had the same stance there. I mean, I don't think most veterans are looking for pats on the back or special privileges, things like that. And I see that being part of that. It's like a special privilege, and it's a great gesture. It's very nice, but it doesn't do anything to enrich a veteran's life or make their life better or easier. So I'm against it just because I don't see the need for it.
From an enforceability perspective, there's no way we can enforce it.
Yeah.
And you also have to weigh the fact that we're not a big municipality, we're not a big building. How many parking spots we got out there?
That's what I was gonna say. There's just one handicap.
And I appreciate the gesture, but I don't think that we have enough parking spots to do that.
Say there's one.
There's one handicap spot to the east side of the ramp, yeah. Maybe we look at another handicap spot down in the future. That might be
I know
it.
from what I've seen, every time I've been up here, I've never seen anyone in the handicap spot, so.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thanks, Cody.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, on to our open projects list. Does anyone have anything specific they want to talk about on the project
Well,
list?
let's see.
We can go right down from the top. I didn't know if anyone had anything that jumped out at them.
Well, if I'm just reading down, what's this leasing public lands to solar energy companies about?
That was something they talked about in 2023, obviously.
2024, a couple times it was referenced there. I don't know anything about it.
There's still a potential project that's been being talked about.
Gotcha.
Yeah, does that have something to do with the new sewage plant, right, that we may possibly
That's one of the
to help power the
Ideas, yeah.
Yeah, to help power the, so we decided we're gonna leave that on there
Yep,
back in
sounds
March, I
good.
think that's what that was.
Need to leave that on there. Neff Reservoir.
Yeah, speaking of Neff Reservoir, Tommy, back in 2023, I guess maybe 2025, there was talk about the dam at Neff Reservoir. Any information on that as far as having construction?
Yeah, there's still, we still have to do something with it at some point.
And currently, there's a lot of liability issues out there with all those dead trees and the muck and all that stuff.
What was it a EPA thing or ODNR thing or? Well, I don't want to end up in the same boat that we did with the Pines Reservoir, so.
Well, I think we should look at trying to turn that thing into a nice trail run with some
Well,
stations.
that's Pines Reservoir,
Oh,
this is
Pine,
Neff.
oh, different. It's
Oh.
on the other side of the road.
I was thinking of that one too. Never mind.
This is Neff, this is 98 Reservoir.
Oh, the
Beach Road.
lower,
The in-ground one. if you-
gotcha, okay.
There is actually a dam still
I
back
didn't
there,
know
and
there
I
was
think
a
it's,
dam there.
yeah, it's
Dam's back off of Beach Grove down.
coming apart.
I fell off it as a kid, I remember that.
Whoops.
So nothing new on there, so we'll leave that on there. Obviously, donation of the YMCA building, I believe we can take that off, because it has been donated and it is city property now.
What about the recirculator pump for the splash pad? Obviously, the baby pool is null and void at this point, but That was from 2024.
Yeah, that's got Jeff Dunn's name on it.
We
still,
can't
too.
afford to do that, I know that much, so we might as well take that off.
Yeah, so do we just take that off?
Which
Originally it was
sucks
gonna be
because it
hooked
would save
into-
so much money.
Yeah, that should have been
Going to the big
done
pool,
on the
so just
install.
circulate it back around to the big pool.
And like before, if it does come back
That was
up,
the
we
idea.
can always refer it back.
Correct.
But the pool's not
So
open.
that's the recirculator pump and the baby pool.
Updates to the hunting ordinance. I remember this conversation a few years
Yeah,
ago.
that was something I actually brought up, and
We did change some laws to come on board with what the state required. I think Rob Ratliff might have been the law director at that
I actually have
time.
a copy of that in my bag, but it's all
Okay.
jacked up. So it needs redone, and I just
Okay.
haven't got time to do that yet.
Perfect. When do you want to meet and go over that?
I don't know, I'll get back with you.
Perfect. You got my number.
Yeah, I'd like to get that done before this fall, maybe.
Indeed.
1308 Fremont Street. I keep hearing that one. That was something Cody had on his.
That is in my court. Well, I still need to take it to court. I haven't had an opportunity to draw up the filings to actually take it.
Is that the
They're
burnt-
kind of complicated.
The burnt house?
Yeah. And it's that's the one Billy Jack Chapman died in, right? Yeah.
So that's not public land anyway, right?
I mean,
Is that something we're gonna end up with?
yes.
Okay, so we'll just leave that on there.
Yeah, we're gonna end up with it and we're gonna knock it down.
Anyone see anything else they'd like to discuss? Any members of the public want to come up and, no, seeing none? I will adjourn then at 7:21.
Safety Committee?
So, Health and Safety Committee for April 10th, 2026. Members present are Cody Scott, Chris Moritz, Ray Thidoff, and myself, Robert Taylor. We will call the order at 7:24. If everybody's reviewed the minutes from March 5th, 2026, I would entertain a motion to accept those.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ray, second by Cody. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, I've changed the order here of how I'm gonna do this, just to try to hopefully make it a little faster. Let me see, there we go. So I have the, first on the agenda is the Property Maintenance Appeals Board appointments. And this is something from 2025, if I'm not mistaken.
Make sure you get to do whatever you're doing, just, wait 20 minutes.
I gotta find this here. I'm on the wrong page. I'm sorry. Hopefully it's in there. There we go. I just gotta find it. Hope it's in here. That's plating. I apologize. I know this resolution's in this packet somewhere.
Found an email on my
Sheldon sent a brand new email like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, you did?
With an updated one, yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't see that one.
It's from Michelle. How about South PM? AB.
Oh, PMAB. There it is. All righty, so what we have here is pursuant to section 112 of the 2012 International Property Maintenance Code as adopted by Bucyrus Codified Ordinance Section 1355, the Bucyrus City Council hereby appoints Bill Stuckert for a term retroactively from January 1st, 2026 and expiring on December 31st, 2028, and Jared Miller for a term retroactively from January 1st to December 31st, 2027, and Lisa Alsup for a term retroactively from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2029, and reappoints Floyd Farmer for a term retroactively from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2028, and Steve Pfeiffer for a term retroactively from January 1st, 2026 to 12/31/2028, each currently residing at an address on file with the city, Bucyrus, Ohio, and further reappoints Ed McCarthy for a term retroactively, currently residing at an address on file with the city, Bucyrus, Ohio, as an alternate member, and appoints Lisa Alsup, currently residing at an address on file with the city, Bucyrus, Ohio, as an alternate member for terms beginning retroactively on January 1st, 2026 and December 31st, 2027, and declaring an emergency. But I have a question. How is Lisa on here twice?
Supposed to be Lisa Whited is your alternate.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
Yeah, Whited is the old.
It says Lisa Alsup on this one. Do we need to amend that before we move it on, or?
No, because you're actually requesting legislation that says that. That's draft legislation.
Okay.
You can request it with that change, and that covers it.
All righty. Any members have any issues, concerns? Anybody in the public have any issues or concerns? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to ask for regular legislation or a resolution.
They need emergency because they have meetings coming up. That they have to
For an emergency legislation to move this on. A motion from Moritz,
I'll second.
a second from Ray. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I am also an aye. Motion carries. All right, next. Department of Commerce liquor permit. Let me go back over here and find it. This is another one of those, we do nothing and nothing happens and the permit goes through and all is well and good. I think it takes 30 days, but let me find it. There it is. And it will be for, I want to say it's the Mexican restaurant, right? Yes, it is for Cerrito. Anybody on the committee got an issue with this? Not doing anything, just letting it go? Anybody in the public? Seeing none, we don't need to do anything, right? I can just,
You could take a voice vote to agree to do nothing, but you're not required to.
we'll just go on with it. All right, next up is cruising with the cops. I have a letter here from Officer Graves. I'll go ahead and read this. Bucyrus Lodge, number 68, Fraternal Order of Police, March 7, 2026, to Bucyrus City Council. Bucyrus Lodge, number 68, Fraternal Order of Police, respectfully request permission to close the following streets on Saturday, June 13, 2026, for Cruising with the Cops Custom Classic Car Show. We would like to close the 100 block of East Warren Street from 7 a.m. till 12 a.m. for the food court, Sandusky Avenue from Mary Street to Oakwood Avenue from 12 p.m. till 12 a.m. We would also like to close Washington Square, 100 block of East and West Mansfield Streets, 100 block of West Warren Street, 100 block of East and West Rensselaer Street, and the 100 block of East and West Charles Street from 12 p.m. until 12 a.m. Your attention and support of this matter would be greatly appreciated. This is a great event for our city. Respectfully, Micah Graves. I have no issues with this. Anybody on the committee have an issue with it?
No.
Anybody in the public, anything to say? And do I need to request legislation for this, right?
Yeah.
I would like to request regular legislation to allow Mr. Starner to close the streets and for the FOP to have their event.
I'll make that motion.
Cody made the motion.
Second.
seconded by Chris. All in favor, say aye. I am an aye. Motion carries. That's done. All right. Up next, we need to amend the legislation 214-2026 for the Bratwurst Festival road closure. Right there it is. It's something was wrong with the time, is my understanding.
Right, so in the past, it's always been 9 PM. They asked for 5 PM for a certain portion of it, and I guess they're kind of getting old.
All right. Do I need to read this?
No.
Okay. So we're just going to change the time from 9 PM to 5 PM. I'm assuming this legislation is probably, it doesn't need to be.
From 5 PM to 9 PM.
5 PM to
Or
9
From
PM.
9 PM to 5 PM. You had it
Yeah,
right first.
I thought I had it right. And this doesn't need to be an emergency, so I will request regular legislation. I'll take a motion to request regular legislation to amend 214-2026.
So moved.
Ray made the motion, seconded by Chris. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, motion carries. All righty. That's
Wait,
good.
Robert, hold on real quick.
All righty.
Section 4 says North Sandusky Avenue from Mary to Irving Street. ODOT's gonna have Route 4 East closed, and they're gonna send a detour down 98 around by Arby's up Plymouth Street.
I think,
ODOT would have a right to,
No,
they don't?
not correct. That's
Not
only
even-
for
not
the
even if
grades,
it's
and
detoured?
we are required to do all the detours in the city. Yes.
Okay. Never mind.
thank you. All righty. This here, up next, we're gonna do the, we're gonna update, amend, remove some codified ordinances, and you guys should all have a sheet here. Chapter 385, do I need to read these? Probably be a good
Yeah,
idea.
but before you start, just so you know, each chapter is gonna need its own piece of.
Oh, we can't do them collectively?
No, because they are an ordinance that's gonna amend another ordinance, so 385 will have to have its own, then there's 3 of them that are on 351 that can be included together.
Okay.
Then the 2 for 135 can be together, and the final one, 353, so you're gonna actually be asking for 4 different pieces of
Okay.
legislation for this.
All righty. I'm sure I'll mess this up, so stay tuned. All righty, chapter 385 is regulation of ambulances and franchise, I'm guessing, is what it says. Definitions, whenever used in this chapter, ambulance means any vehicle equipped to carry injured, sick, or invalid persons in a prone position. Person or persons include any individual, company, partnership, firm, or corporation. Franchise means a grant or privilege extended by the city involving a contract between
Hey,
the
Rob,
franchise.
You don't have to read all of that.
I don't have to read all this?
No. Just, this is for regulation of ambulances and the ambulance franchises. So
Okay.
385.01 to 385.99 is no longer relevant to the city.
All righty.
I think Stop Check was the last one.
Yeah, last time we had a franchise, we stopped it.
So I take it literally when you say I got to read it.
I didn't have to read this, I thought you meant this one.
Oh, well, I'm reading what you gave me.
Yeah. The one on this sheet, you can read all that if you want.
Oh, okay. All right, so I will entertain a motion to ask for regular legislation to amend, remove Chapter 385 of the ambulance franchise. Motion by Cody. Can I get a second by Ray?
Motion was to revoke that.
Yes.
Not to amend it, to revoke.
Ma-
Repeal, sorry.
Repeal, sorry.
Now, for a couple of these,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, motion carries. So 351s I can do together. Okay. So chapter 351.10 is bus stops and taxi cabs. We don't have any bus stops. 351.12, overnight parking in downtown. That's probably has something to do with when there was meters. Same with 351.16, free courtesy parking spaces. not relevant. I would entertain a motion to repeal these.
Repeal
Now,
and remove
you,
them.
you've got an option because we can repeal those or we can amend and supplement the entire chapter that those sit in and it would look cleaner instead of just having that just.
Yeah, if that's how you want to do it, amend them and, you're saying just amend them?
Yeah, if we're not getting rid of the entire section,
Okay.
I don't think that, or the entire chapter, I think amending and supplementing would be cleaner.
Alrighty. So I would entertain a motion to amend and supplement 351.10, 351.12, and 351.16.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Chris made the motion. Cody seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, motion carries. Next is chapter 135.108, emergency squad. I want to go look, see what this one actually says. I apologize. Says, as an adjunct of the fire department, emergency squad is equipped with a special emergency vehicle which is supplied with a resuscitator and related first aid equipment and supplies and staffed with qualified, trained fire department personnel to answer emergency calls and administer to emergency physical needs of area citizens in distress on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basis, save and except when such special duties shall conflict with their firefighting duties, which shall always remain in their priority as fire department members.
That was back when we had volunteers, Minutemen.
The ambulances were Cadillacs.
Gotcha. Wow, 5/15/1979. So I would entertain a motion to repeal this.
Amended supplement.
Same thing?
Part of it, yeah. Right.
I thought that was the whole thing. Okay,
There's a whole section 135, you're just getting rid of the point.
gotcha. All right. So I would make a motion to amend and supplement 13508
And 06 will go in the same piece.
and 06 for fire drills.
So moved.
Ray made the motion.
Second.
Seconded by Cody. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye, motion carries. Chapter 353, parking meters. Again, we don't have them, so I would entertain a motion to amend and supplement Chapter 353. Or do we need to repeal that one?
Go ahead and repeal
Okay.
the entire chapter 350.
Taking a motion to repeal Chapter 353.
I'll make that motion.
Cody made the motion.
I'll second it.
Chris seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion, I'm an aye, motion carries. All right, we got through those pretty quick. Next, I thought I had traffic commission letter, but it is not on my agenda right now. It's not on here. Oh, there it is. All right, I gotta go find this. Is that it? Nope. All right, this particular piece deals with removing the 15-minute parking restriction on the west side of North Walnut Street at the courthouse. Anybody have any, and there's a map here that the Traffic Commission came up with. I don't really have a problem with it. And this doesn't have anything to do with handicap spots either, does it?
Yeah.
It does? Doesn't say it on here. It just says.
So it'll be on the second page, attached to that letter, so could I give you a quick explanation?
Absolutely, because I don't see a second page to
When the
it.
15-minute parking was put in, there was never a change made to the traffic control map, that was overlooked, so that's why
Okay.
you're not having to make a resolution or an ordinance to remove that part.
Gotcha.
But what the traffic commission's letter states is they want to make the furthest to the north.
No, that's right.
Parking space a handicap space. That would require what I have in bold here, the suggested amendment to the traffic control map.
And that's up in front of the courthouse, right?
Yeah.
And did the courthouse request a new handicap spots? Are they having problems up there with handicapped people not being able to find places to park? Because there's like 4 of them.
I was gonna say, they have several up there
Yeah.
already.
I would like to just repeal the 15-minute parking, remove that, and I don't think we need any more handicap spots, to be quite honest. Anybody got anything,
I'm okay with that
any
too.
thoughts?
I agree.
All right, committee agrees. So I would like to request regular,
You don't need to do anything, so if you're not wanting to put the handicap in, they can remove the 15-minute parking since it was never legally on paper.
oh,
You don't have to do it.
so, okay,
Take the
that,
signs down.
well, that makes it easy, then we'll just let that die.
Sounds good to me.
All right, up next would be EMS vehicle replacement, and I'm guessing hopefully somebody has some information for us. If not, as far as creating a new fund, I'm assuming that's gonna be finance. I will say this, for me personally, I know we need one, and we got this 2-year timeline, right? We have to order it takes 2 years. I want to see the details. I want to see what kind of equipment we've got, because I do know that now they've got those new gurneys, their power. Do we have an ambulance that just has the old school, the old style gurney? Yeah, you're good.
The one we're replacing has got a manual cot.
It does. Does it make sense to keep an ambulance with that? Because I've heard reports, now this is not criticism, please don't take it that way, chief, it's not, it's just things I've heard. That sometimes some of these people, some older residents even have to get up and walk to the gurney because sometimes these guys can't get that big power heavy, which I understand why it's heavy, they can't get it in the door. Do we want to?
They fit the same size.
Then
They fold up just like the.
and they'll go indoors, upstairs,
We've got
all
we've got
around.
stair chairs. We have stair chairs for that situation.
Okay,
And
so-
we've actually applied for a grant for some powered stair chairs that help us get people up out of basements or stuff like that.
Do we still have old style gurneys on hand? Like what happens if these things malfunction? They don't work? And I mean, what's the troubleshoot on it? Do you have a service company that come fix these?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, pretty good service, like there's no
Very,
wait?
very good.
Okay, so you don't see it an issue that these
No,
things?
it's one of those with like what you're saying, we could potentially keep the old one as a backup.
Yes.
It will attach to
Okay, all right.
the system. It's just that, yeah, they're a lifesaver.
All righty. Well, I mean, obviously this is gonna stay on the open projects list, but until we get a good idea on numbers and what we're doing, I don't know that we need to do anything today, do we?
No, since it's a state bid, there's really nothing for us to do until, like, we can go out and get quotes for it.
Right.
And then.
And you don't need my,
You don't get quotes on a state bid. Well, you can receive a quote on a state bid, it's just you don't have to bid it. It's
Right.
one of those, you go through
Yeah.
and work out your specifications
Yeah.
and that's what your price is.
yeah, and I'm assuming you already know what you need and what you're wanting, right?
Yes.
So I would like to just have you present that information to either committee or full council, and then we'll move forward from there.
Because I've been, the salesman I was working with, we haven't officially met, that we had it based off of one of our Medic 12.
Right.
And so we wanted to sit down and go with him, and there's some stuff that we can change to possibly reduce the cost.
Right, and that's part of it too, because we are in the process of creating this fund. I would like to know exactly how much we're gonna pay and how we're gonna pay for it. Like I need to see a solid plan of how we're gonna pay for it. It's not that, I know we need it, we're gonna make it happen. I just wanna make sure that we're doing it the right way and we're well informed of what we're actually doing. So we'll table that for now. Unless anybody has anything else to say on that, and anybody in administration or chief, you got anything else? Go ahead, Kevin.
My only request is when you set up an appointment with your dealer next time, if you're able to, maybe invite the health and safety chair and the finance chair to come and hear what they have to say. That way they can get some questions answered.
That'd be great. I'll do my best to make myself available. Any public participation on this issue?
Robbie, I have a question.
Go ahead, sir.
Dorsey been up here multiple times asking for new cruisers.
Uh-huh.
This fire chief come in and ask for an ambulance. He's gonna get his ambulance before Dorsey gets his cruisers.
It takes 2 years to get an ambulance. You gotta order it, and it takes 2 years to get.
How long does it take us to get the cruisers?
I can't imagine it takes 2 years to get a cruiser. What's that?
Still waiting.
Still waiting on a cruiser or to buy? Yeah, well, you're waiting on the money. We're gonna work on that.
This is totally different.
I'm just asking.
Well, I don't have that answer. I don't know. I mean, if you,
How long does it take par to outfit a cruiser?
6 months. It depends. I mean, from start to finish, it could be maximum 6 months.
but we've taken steps to save money in the Safety Forces Fund, and we're creating a fund exclusively to buy Safety Forces vehicles that include police cars, ambulances, hopefully fire truck. I mean, it would have to have an astronomical fund for that one, because that's gonna be $1 million. But we are taking steps in that direction, and it's a process. It takes time, because as was mentioned in the last meeting, it's never been operated this way. Nobody's ever done it like this. And
Right, that's what I was asking.
well, that's what we're doing. I can only go so fast with this, so
Right.
it's government.
I was just asking, man.
Yes, sir.
He come up and said it, and then everybody was like, let's order it. But I heard Dorsey asked for cruisers, and it's just like it never came through.
Well, there's a lot of things to consider there. We've got 3 ambulances. How many cruisers you got?
Right now,
11. There's a more glaring need for the ambulance replacement than there would be a cruiser. We've got 11 cruisers. Now, are they in tip-top condition? Probably not. But we've got 11 cruisers and 3 ambulances. There's a much more glaring need for the ambulance. That's just the reality of it.
Can I ask a simple question?
Yes, sir.
Why was the ambulance ever put on the fire department anyway?
Buddy, I don't know. You have to, that's a past legislative issue that I spoke about. That's not anything this council.
Can we ever get it back out of there?
Maybe, but that's a conversation that's not gonna happen today.
Right. I'm just asking. Thanks, Rob.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anything's possible with the right paperwork.
All right, up next, would be the police department manpower, and then some of that will be fitness, and I want to talk about the fitness testing, and mainly because, let's talk about the manpower first. Last year, police department had 490 hours of double time, which came out to $33,000. Overtime was 1,401 hours, which was $72,959. Personal time, 1,121 hours, which was $41,371. Sick time, 2,814 hours, which was $125,889. Comp time, 1,152 hours, $42,608, and then vacation was 2,394 hours with $91,164. My question, let's start with the double time. What causes that, chief? Like, what causes officers to get double time?
the way that 10-hour shifts are now, with their contract, anything over 12 hours, we have to pay in double time.
Okay, anything over 12 hours is double time?
Yes.
Oh, wow, and that's in the contract?
Yes.
Okay.
The current contract right now, which they're gonna start negotiating, I believe anytime now.
Yeah.
But the way the contract is set up now, it was set up for pretty much an 8-hour shift.
Mhm.
Once we went to 12 hours, we didn't look at that, and they didn't address it, and that hour of double time was in there.
Gotcha.
So every time anybody got ordered overtime, there was automatically 1 hour of double time.
Gotcha, okay. Do we have people that work outside of patrol officers? People that work the holidays, like let's say 4th of July is a Wednesday. Do we have administrative officers that will work and get paid double time during that day, or do they take that day off and not work?
I do not work. The other captains, if it's a Monday through Friday, they do work.
And do they get paid double time for that? because it's a holiday. Is that contractual that we have to let them work that day? Because I don't see, it's administrative, like the courts are closed. I mean, if a holiday falls in the middle of the week, I don't think we should be paying anybody double time that does not have to work. And do you have any control over that?
Right now, the way their current contract is, if they're scheduled to work Monday through Friday and the holiday falls on that, I'm not a part of that union.
Right, I understand that.
However, that's what their union
Okay.
contract says.
So it's contractual, we're tied into it. Just something to think about this year for the people that do the negotiating. The overtime, 1,401 hours. I just want to say, just from last year, when I was in here on the other side complaining about paying a guy to watch to babysit the meetings, we were paying a guy overtime. I appreciate the steps you took to eliminate that. I mean, I know it's a minuscule amount, it's not a whole lot, but it does add up at the end of the year. And I do appreciate what you and your department's done in that area. Can you give us a little class on how your scheduling works? Like, your 10-hour shifts, you got an overlap. What causes overtime? Do we ever have two guys on the same shift making overtime?
If there's a situation where, obviously, if people are sick, vacation, and personal time, because of their contracts, or what the union contracts are, we can't say, no, you can't report off sick.
No, I understand that.
Now, if there's someone on a comp day, we will deny it and say, nope, your comp day is denied, you have to come to work. That's when we order people in. Other than that, if they're already scheduled off, there could be two people off on, one person on vacation, one person on a personal day.
Right.
And then we could have two people working overtime at the same time.
And here's my question. Here's my concern. You're working with 3-man shifts, right? Am I wrong right there?
No, that is correct.
Okay, so if you've got a 3-man shift, one guy's already got scheduled vacation, and then Jimmy calls in sick, I'm assuming you've already covered the guy on vacation with overtime.
That's right.
My personal preference, my personal opinion, is that third guy that calls in sick or takes a personal day, unfortunately, he's just, that's a burden that should be carried by his teammates, not by the taxpayer. So they should work shorthanded. That's just my personal opinion, because that's the same standard I applied to the fire department.
It is. That's when we have two guys working is our minimum.
Right, understand that.
Obviously, once people report off, we can't say, no, you can't take off.
No, I understand that, but you don't have to call someone in, is what I'm saying.
I see.
Yeah, instead of having, I know 3 is what is the preferred number, and I understand for safety.
We'll work with 2. We won't call in a third person.
You'll work with 2?
Oh, yeah.
And has that been your practice?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
2 people is our minimum. We won't call in a third person.
Okay.
If people are on vacation.
Yeah, if somebody's.
The only time I'll call in anybody to work over is if we go down to only one person left on the shift.
Absolutely,
That's
then
when we'll have the
you
second
have to bring somebody in,
Yes.
understand
person.
that,
I don't
okay.
call in for the third person.
Okay. Well, that's all I was asking out of any of the safety forces. I don't think we should be paying 2 people on the same shift overtime.
The scenario where it could be 2 people being paid on overtime is if there are times on night shift, there's only 2 people scheduled.
Right.
If one's on vacation, one's on personal, I'll have 2 people
Well,
working overtime.
two is your
Sometimes
minimum.
not
You gotta have 2 guys. But it sounds like you've taken the necessary steps and done your diligence on monitoring this, that we typically don't pay 2 guys on the same shift for overtime.
To get to 3.
To get to 3.
Don't know. That
Thank
never
you.
happens.
That was my whole direction with this conversation on that. So now, I noticed a $3,400 payout on the total line item of the department for fitness testing. Could you explain to me how that works? What is that?
That's actually, it's voluntary. It
Okay.
could be more. It has been more. This is probably some of the lower amount we paid out.
Okay.
The fitness test it's once a year.
Mhm.
I wish it was more often.
Is it required?
No, and that's why there wasn't that much
Oh,
money this
boy,
year.
it should be required.
I don't, it's too late now. I can't make it.
No, I understand that,
can't
but
make
the
it a requirement
the guys
because
that do the
of contract.
negotiating, listen to this, please.
I mean, I wish it was required. Something, that's what the state patrol has something similar to that. Or twice a year, you should have to pass a
I mean,
fitness test, but
It should be for all the safety forces.
it should.
You know,
But
the-
right now, it's not. And
Okay.
It's once a year and it's voluntary. It's.
So do they get paid based on their score?
Yes.
Okay, do you have the rundown of what the test consists of that we're paying them for?
Yeah,
Like-
it's a bench press, push-ups, sit-ups, and 300-meter run.
Okay.
It's all based on the Cooper standards, which is,
Don't sound,
it's some scientific mumbo
Well,
jumbo
yeah.
based on your age and your gender. If you do so many push-ups, you
Right.
get a percentage.
who determines, is that in the contract that they have to use the Cooper standard for that?
No, it's just what we go, but it's the same thing what we use whenever we're hiring someone.
Okay, because max bench press doesn't mean anything in fitness, my
Yes, it
opinion.
does.
I don't think it
I'll
does.
bench press you through that.
I'm sure you will. But as far as health and fitness, I don't think max bench press means
No,
anything.
but that's why it's a ratio.
Okay.
And that's based on your gender too, and your age.
Okay. Well, that's a sliding scale for
Because it does show a certain
age.
level of fitness, you
Yes.
should be able to have a certain amount of strength.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially in law enforcement. That's why we look at the bench press as well.
Well, and that's why it should be mandatory, because you got your profession, your life literally depends on it. And I think the more fit you are, the cheaper our insurance, the insurance payout for the city typically will be. And just for your families and your kids, I mean, it produces longevity. So I think that's, for the people that do the negotiations, that is definitely something that needs changed. This needs to be a requirement annually, at least annually at minimum. And I do know that you encourage your guys to work out and you make opportunities for them to train, and that's what we need. That's what we need out of the safety forces. And how many people do you currently have?
We're at 20 right now, including myself.
And does that count the young man you just hired?
Yes.
In your opinion, is that sufficient?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm at the point, I don't think we need to hire anybody else.
What I was looking at for another person is to help out our detective bureau.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was thinking 21 would be perfect.
Yeah.
20 is sufficient.
Okay.
21 would be ideal.
Gotcha.
Because our detective bureau is swamped,
Mhm.
and they're with two people, it's hard to do.
Gotcha.
There's a whole lot they do a lot of different things what a lot of people have no idea. what it is.
I understand that. I would still be I'm still a no on hire. I'd be against hiring anybody else, just so that we know where each other stand on things.
I got a question for you.
Go right ahead.
How many guys do you have in drop right now that could retire tomorrow?
That's a good question, Cody.
It's in drop right now. I believe it's 4 people right now.
4?
But the one who's closest, I believe, is about 1.5 years away to 2 years. I mean, none of us, they technically could go tomorrow.
Right.
But
Well, right.
to max out the drop, it'd be kind of silly to go tomorrow. They might want to not go too soon.
No, everybody else talking right
Question
there.
I have is, you said your detective bureau is swamped. Are there currently tasks or parts of that job that are having to be passed off onto patrol officers to try to help them out? I guess my question is, if you had another detective, would that free up patrol officers to do more patrol work? Or the two detectives basically managing it?
Right, the two detectives are managing, because the things what they do, it takes too many years and specialized training for them to do. So I just can't give it to a patrol officer and say, here, you go and take care of this. It's just something they can't do right now. I want to start
Good question.
getting people from patrol to start learning the detective position,
They'll
because,
be your next detectives.
well, one of the people that Captain Word's in the drop. I think he has about 2 years, maybe 3 years left. I think he's 3. And it takes about that long to get somebody groomed and be good to be a detective.
Is there, in your opinion, is there anywhere in your department that we can find, I don't care if it's $500, can we cut anything else out of your department?
I was actually looking at the budget earlier. Every time I look at it, I don't think so, because
Okay.
I'm like, man, I'm short here, I'm short there, I'm short here, and I'm getting creative on anything I'm trying to purchase.
Yeah.
And I don't see it. And
Okay.
I'm trying to find other ways of raising money and other things to do to get money, to get things that I need. I'm looking at grants and other things for body armor, cameras, equipment that we're going to need, and it's about $45,000. Well, $45,000 isn't just going to fall out of the,
Right.
you know, let's shake the the budget a little bit and see if it falls in it. We don't have it. So,
Well, with, hopefully, things trend like this last month did, and the fund, and the income tax, and the revenue, and we continue to save money throughout the safety forces. Hopefully, at the end of the year, it'd be nice to have a good carryover fund, plus whatever's in the 435 fund, where we can start knocking some things out that we know that our guys need. Both sides, say it, fire and police, we know there are needs, and that's the whole intent, is to save money where we can to work towards all of this. And I'm doing the best I can, and I know you guys are too, so. Thank you, I appreciate it. Anybody got anything else for the chief? Public participation? Seeing none? All righty, we will end that one, and I think that's it. I will adjourn this meeting at 8:04 PM. It's 8:05.
Finance Committee?
Finance Committee come to order at 8:05. James Mead, Chair, Terry Spiegel, Ray Thidoff, Robert Taylor. We had a bit of a snag. Our auditor had an emergency she had to take care of, a medical emergency. So I'd like to entertain a special meeting next week.
We're here Tuesday anyway, right?
Yeah. You could do it prior to, well, there's another meeting though in
Yeah,
here.
There's BZA.
But
then
we could
there's-
do it after our.
Yeah, if we're gonna be here, I'd rather just do that all on the
Just
same day.
schedule for immediately following the public hearing.
I won't be in town at all.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
We still have 3 though. Ray can be here,
Yep.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Michelle, I'd like to get a special meeting together on Tuesday.
14th.
You have to specify the topics.
I'd just do this agenda,
Be
do this whole agenda.
It'd be the transfers and fund creations.
transfer fund creations and, transfer and the fund creations. The salt bids I'd like to do now, so
Okay.
Tommy can get rolling on those.
That time is gonna be immediately after the public hearing?
Yes.
What time's the public hearing?
5:30.
What time's the meeting I'm supposed to be at? Is that it, 5:30?
5:15.
15 minutes early, or you're late.
Okay, so that's, you need to get get that publicly out there for finance meeting on Tuesday, right after the 5:30 meeting. That takes care of transfers. Okay, we have a salt bid.
Minutes.
Oh, the minutes. We have minutes for March 5th, 2026.
I make a motion to accept them as written.
Thank you.
I second.
Spiegel,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
I'm a yes. They pass. Then we're gonna drop down to salt bids. Need a request for emergency legislation authorizing and directing the SSD or the City of Bucyrus, Ohio, to enter into a contract with the Ohio Department of Transportation to participate in the annual road salt bids, and that's a reference to 215 and 223 for reference.
2023, sorry.
Does that need to be an emergency?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make that motion as an emergency.
I'll second it.
Taylor,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Pass. Open projects, you guys got anything you want to take off?
Let me see.
I do have a question.
Sure.
The annexation of the Crawford County Recycling Center is on finance. Why is that not on economic development with the rest of them?
So I thought it should be on platting, or economic development, yeah.
Might be an error.
I think it was referred to finance back in 2025 because of the potential financial impact was why.
Oh, gotcha.
Aren't the
Because
other ones?
it wasn't, we weren't supposed to do anything, it was supposed to have been annexed and that was overlooked. So it's different than what.
Jim?
So is there any reason to keep it on there?
We can probably pull that off if we've decided we're gonna just, remember we were gonna pull that money out and then we didn't? The 13,000?
Yes.
We can
Pull
pull that off if you wanna do that.
Yeah.
He's in.
21726, the code enforcement funds, is it okay to pull that? Terry, you got a problem with that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Ray?
What was your question?
Code enforcement funds, we're gonna take that off our
Oh, okay.
project list.
Yeah, that's fine.
I object. I'm kidding.
No, you do.
I don't think it needs to. I mean, we haven't annexed it. That's a,
What's that?
All right. Mayor, do you want to keep that on there?
I would say, yeah, I'd like to keep it on there.
You wanna keep it in finance?
Yeah, unless you'd be willing to take it off and put it back in economic development. I'm not real sure where exactly what spot it goes in, but,
yeah, me
I
either.
mean, if it comes down to it, I personally think that we need to hire an expert annexation lawyer.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, nothing, I know
No, go for
Brandon
it.
was looking at it, but,
Yeah, I
you
had
know,
it.
Okay.
we've had the ordinance on the books prior to them building it, and they were fully aware of it.
Yes.
I have a question. It's kind of not, I mean, and they're tied into our water and sewer, right?
Correct.
Now, is it legal, would you be able to, for future reference, are you legally allowed to tie in that infrastructure? Are you legally allowed to put a clause in there that we have to annex you?
Well, see, that's
We do
the
have
crux.
that.
That's the crux of the
Currently
thing.
that way already.
Let me explain.
But did they sign a contract with you to hook up to your water? I'm talking coming out of the water department. That's where the contract is. That's the issue.
They signed up for water.
Your city ordinance doesn't mean a damn thing to them.
Right, and that's their
But
argument.
the water department contract that every other resident signs does. That's where it should have went. That's what's getting us on that, I believe.
So, the issue that I ran into a dead end on is, and it kept going circular, so I agree, we should reach out to somebody who specializes in annexation. But basically, you're supposed to put it in the deed that they have to
Right.
annex. However, the argument is, well, we're not in the city, you don't have any control over us, it wasn't in the deed, go pound sand.
Right. But it can be, and if they want water and sewer hookup, this is what it takes.
The rule states that they don't have to take the water, but they have to take the sewage.
Right.
That's only, you know. if they
Is that,
don't-
is that ORC, is that a ORC?
Yeah.
Where else would they get water, though?
Wow.
They'd never get an occupancy permit if they didn't have running water.
I know, you get a well.
They are in the county.
Kevin, should this
They
remain
get well.
in finance?
No, I agree with Bruce. It can be moved. I mean, you guys can talk about it just the same, but I think it probably belongs in planning and economic development.
Okay.
Economic development would be as if you're gonna convince them to annex. That's, I
Gotcha.
think, where planning
Now,
was because of the.
What upsets me is we were all on the same page when this whole thing got set up, and they decided that they
Well,
did technically
that's-
have to,
That's
so.
over, so,
I know.
okay, Mayor?
Yeah, the other annexations, if you look back, were always economic development.
Okay. So, our next meeting, we need to refer this to economic and development, we need to take it out of finance for right now.
Correct.
Got that, Michelle? Everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
All right. Open projects is done, citizens participation. Greg, you could have already been up here.
Greg Wyatt, 1125. I was asked to ask if committee meetings are going to be rescheduled from April 23rd of this year because there is a special dinner that night, and I know many people that's in this room are not going to be here.
I don't know what dinner it is, I haven't been
It's
invited.
a Lincoln Day dinner?
It is Lincoln Day dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going. I'll be here.
So I didn't know if there was going to be
I have no
any
idea.
consideration that you guys wanted to reschedule it or not.
You said
I
that was
never-
April 23rd?
Yeah, it's on the 23rd.
I never got an invitation, and if I did, I would decline it, so.
Yeah, we'll discuss that at the 20th.
Yeah, somebody asked me to bring it up just to
Okay.
give you guys food for thought that, they would like to have some people.
I'll
They
be
can't
here.
change the date because they already got the guest speakers, I guess, coming, so.
I think we'll change our meeting date.
Committee meeting.
Committee.
Yeah,
We'll
Okay,
discuss it
thanks.
on the 21st and see what's needed.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
All right, no more citizens participation? Time is it?
8:16.
Meeting adjourned.